first. Does that ring a bell for some of you? You might think yourself, that you know who you are. Then that is great. That is awesome. You are starting at a point of knowledge. Some of us start at a point of knowledge. I'm going to move this over and put it in front of you. There we go. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to step back and I'm going to move this over.
Yes.
I appreciate it. You guys hear me okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. If you already know who you are, you're starting at a point of knowledge. If you already know who you are already moving forward, sometimes quickly and sometimes slowly. A lot of us say, here's a question for you. In your head, please say to yourself, who am I? Who do I think I am? I would surmise that sometime like this, you might say, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I'm a singer, I'm a business owner, I'm a pilot, I'm a lieutenant in the military.
Down here.
I'll go this way.
Okay.
How are we doing? Okay. I'm a mother. I'm a therapist. I'm a king. I'm a queen. Well, what if I were to say to you that you are none of those things? What if I were to say to you that you are all of those things? And you are none of those things. That is what you do. What I'm talking about your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Well, does that mean that I'm not a doctor? Of course you're a doctor. Of course you're a teacher. Of course you're a therapist. Of course you are.
What's wrong with the mic?
You turned it off back to that.
I don't think I turned it on.
Battery.
Let's try this
How's that? I think the universe is playing little tricks on us here. Okay. Those things of being a doctor and a housewife and a mother and all that, that's all part of you. That is no lie. That is all part of you. But the real you, the real you, is the soul, the spirit, the body, and the mind, too. You mustn't leave out those parts. Unless you have chosen to live in that part of your world only, never forget that we live in a world of choices. We live in a world of choices. You have the choice to be whoever and whatever you choose to be. Whoever and whatever you choose to be. Did you know that you come here with all the tools that you need to be who you want to be? You're born with them. You are born with them. They're yours. Nobody can take them from you. Nobody can. You can allow them to be taken. Well, will people get in your way sometimes if you're trying to express who you really are? Yeah, they will. Especially if you have a lot to offer. People will try to block you, sabotage you, take away your progress. The more you choose to be your best and successful and happy, the more you will be blocked and sabotaged. Most people hate a successful and happy person. It makes them feel bad. They don't like it. Let me say this. If you are happy right now where you are, then you are who you are. How about that? Like I said before, we come to this planet with everything that we need to be what we need to be. We're not handicapped in any way unless we want to be handicapped. We're not handicapped. Have you known people that live in peace and satisfaction? I have, a few. Not too many. You might want to ask them how they got there. They might tell you. They might not, depending on who they are. If you are where you know you want to be, and you are who you believe you are, then you are okay. And you don't have to do anything else, but just be peaceful and just feel satisfaction within you and be happy and love yourself exactly the way you are. When you look in that mirror, you are perfect. Absolutely, 100% perfect. Now, if you think you want to be more, I have some tools that'll help you be more. Have any of you heard of a man by the name of Greg Braden? I'm sure some of you have. I happen to like him very much. I'll tell you why I like him very much. It's because he's really very down to earth. He's very, it's just one point after the next point, after the next point, after the next point. He doesn't, make it too flowery or, and there's nothing wrong with flowery. Louise Hay was flowery, but I loved her. I loved her very much. She had a way about her. Okay, so if you think you know who you are and you really want to be more, you and I can chat together and I can take you to the next level. If you want to go. How can you be more successful? Well, here's 10 ways that Greg Braden uses. Now, there's a lot of information on the internet about how to be successful and how to get this and how to get that and how to buy this, and oh my gosh, it just goes on and on and on. I happen to like his because I'll tell you why. His seem to work. I'm all about the working. I am all about the working. If it doesn't work, you might want to change it because it's not working for you. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't work for somebody else. Sometimes we kind of think we need to lump everybody in the same situation. Not necessary. We can all be different and we can all be the same. I say that all the time. Some of my counselees get mad at me when I say it, but it's true. We can all be different, and we can all. I've been accused of being eccentric. Yes, I take that. I am quite eccentric. Yeah, I am very eccentric. But you know what? So are you. Every one of you in this room is eccentric, okay? That's what makes you, you. So that's how you know sometimes who you really are. Isn't that interesting? That eccentricity makes you know who you really are sometimes. So let's go through Greg Braden's list of being successful. Awareness. Awake your consciousness. We all have 3 levels of consciousness: the unconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. Know your consciousness. Even if you do not know how, be aware of what you're saying, what you're doing, how things are transpiring in your life. Be aware of your consciousness. It will help you tremendously. I can give you an example, but I'm pretty sure you guys can come up with one. Reprogram your beliefs. This takes a lot of work. A lot. The easiest way to reprogram your beliefs is to stop talking about the old beliefs. Stop talking about them. Catch yourself in the middle of the sentence and say, reprogram, reprogram, reprogram. Even if it sounds a little silly to you, it's okay. People love to talk, and I'll tell you why. It makes a lot of people feel better. When they talk, it makes them feel better. It makes them feel like they're able to communicate and get across. But there's some times when you need to not talk, and you need to be introspective. If you were abused by your parents, whether your mother or your father, stop talking about your mother and father's abuse. Stop talking about it. It's not helping you. Trust me, I will stake my life on it, that it is not helping you. Don't talk about it anymore. Talk about the one thing that they did that was fabulous. Maybe they took you to Disneyland. I don't know. Maybe they took you to a park. Maybe they took you on a vacation. Maybe they took you someplace that you've never been before, and it made you feel really good. That's what you talk about. All that other stuff, nah, don't go there. Mm-hmm. We have to forgive them, you know, the people that have abused us. I know, it's really tough to forgive people. Forgiveness is work, and Kahlil Gibran says work is love made visual. You must stop talking about your programming. Catch yourself in the middle of the sentence. Change it immediately. Ha ha ha, not easy. Start doing it right now. When that little voice in your head starts telling you, oh, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too wide, you're too this, you're too that, just say, reprogram. You'd be surprised how fast that goes away. It will go away very fast. Use your power of prayers. Stop saying prayers don't work for you. They work if you do them and you do them right. Prayers work for you if you do them and you do them right. And I can tell you right now, there are some very smart people that came long before me who did some very, very, very intense research on prayers. And he and she both know how to do them correctly. And Ernest Holmes was one of them. He put together a formula that if you do it right, it will work every single time. Right, Denise?
Right, absolutely.
She's a prayer warrior over here. I am too. She's even more so than me. Never limit yourselves. There is a constant battle for your thoughts. Constantly, constantly. You are going to be told, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. Stop listening to that. Say, I can. You heard Arjuna. Arjuna said, you can. You can. Of course you can. I don't know if you can fly a plane without learning first, but you certainly can learn how to do that. You can. Yeah. Never limit yourself. I'm going to say this because it's important to me. There's a plethora of incorrect information out there. There's a lot of it. You have to become really discerning about what's okay for you and what's not okay for you. You must learn those ways of thinking because you're going to be bombarded with all kinds of information. And I mean information that might even be dangerous or detrimental to your health. So be careful. Be careful. Check it out. I checked out Ernest Holmes' Science of Mind, upside down, inside out, around, behind, every kind of way I could think of to find something wrong with it. And I couldn't find anything wrong with it. So, that being said, be really, really careful. Discover your potential. We're born, like I said, with everything we need. All we have to do is do it. And you know what? If you miss it the first time, so what? Miss it again, 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 miss it again. Doesn't matter. You know how many times the man who invented electricity got shocked inventing electricity, but he didn't give up until he got it. Yeah, that's what we do. I'm not saying you're going to get shocked. I'm just saying don't give up. Learn to truly connect. This is really important. You know, we live in a culture today that is very separating. It was more separating in the 40s and 50s and 30s, but it's still very separating today. And we need to connect with each other. We need to have friends. We need to have acquaintances. We need to get together. This is a good thing, getting together and enjoying each other's company. It's very important. Connecting is very important. We don't connect by using somebody. We connect by asking what you can do for them. That's how we connect. Do we ask for help? Oh, of course we do. We ask for help. I ask for help. I love it when people ask me for help. But at the same time, we must also not be quick to want something from somebody else. Try to keep it more balanced. Yes, we have to let go of that past. You know, there's something about hanging on to old programming and the past that really causes difficulties in our lifetime. We don't want to live like that. We want to live in happiness and in joy and in peace and kindness and love. That's how we want to live. Because when we live that way, it penetrates our whole being. And it shines out to the whole community. As you're walking down the street, if you're walking down the street like this, people are going, oh, leave her alone. You know? She looks like she's not having a good day. Yeah. But if you walk down the street like this, you don't have to be ridiculous. Just smile. You know. You have to be ridiculous. There are some people. There's a gentleman on the corner up here.
Mike.
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 There's a gentleman on the corner. Sorry about that. There's a gentleman on the corner up here. He has signs. And he waves those signs around and he jumps and he has a good old time. And a lot of it is about his politics, which I don't really pay much attention to. But I enjoy the fact that he's enjoying himself. And he's sending a message of enjoyment to everybody that drives by that corner. Good for him. And I always touch my horn a little bit as I go by. Everybody has had something horrible done to them in the past. Might be happening right now. There's things that happen to us that are very detrimental, very sad, very inappropriate, very horrible. But we can't hang on to that. We acknowledge it. We say it's true. We put it behind us. And we move on. That's very hard to do. But very, very doable. If I were to tell you my entire story, you would say, why isn't that woman in a mental institution? That's because I don't want to be in an institution. I want to be happy and joyous and giving and loving and kind and sweet and generous and all the things that make other people as well as myself feel good and be happy. We can use bad experiences. We can. To turn. That was Danielle. We can use bad experiences to make others pay for bad experiences. Or we can use bad experiences to learn from those bad experiences and never do them again. That's pretty hard. Because sometimes when we get on a roll of doing things a certain way, we kind of get tied up in that, and we want to keep going in that way because it's familiar, and no. Number 9, study the universe. What you learn from the universe will help you, whether it's good or bad. It will help you. You need to know it. Be an optimist. Be an optimist. I'm an optimist with a little bit of pessimism. Okay? You say something to me that I think is not quite right, I'm going to probably not pay attention to it. Yeah. But I'm basically an optimist about everything. All we truly have is ourselves. We are powerful beings. We are designing our future every day. We are here to be powerful beings. You don't have to design a Tesla or land on the moon to be successful and powerful. Being powerful is how you get to be where you are. When you are one of these things, just one, I gave you 10, just one, you are powerful. Here's the caveat. You can stay exactly where you are, and that is your path. And that's okay. And that's okay. I have shortcuts. If you want to see me, talk to me about the shortcuts. I'll be happy to share them with you, and you can move forward as fast as you want. I am more than willing to share this information that I shared with you today. If you just give me your email or your Facebook, and I will send it to you. I also will talk about prayer if you want to hear about prayer and how that works and what you need to know. I am so grateful to have been here today. You are a blessing in my life, each and every one of you. If you don't hear from me, it's because I'm busy. God bless you all.
Woo-hoo.